Everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. Fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is Dawson Umberg broadcast coming to you live from gloomy and doomy California, Los Angeles. Folks, we're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, I hope all the girls, and I hope all the MBs are having a fantastic one, because today's a beautiful day. Today is a wonderful day. Today is hump day. It's Wednesday. As you guys know, this is the part of the broadcast where I tell you about what's going on in the world of HASAN, HASAN Piker. Last night, something very important happened. Last night, officially, I, HASAN, HASAN Piker, caught up to One Piece. Yeah, I caught up to One Piece. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful journey it has been catching up to One Piece. But it's also very sad. Why is it very sad? Because right as I caught up to fucking One Piece, I found out that it's going on a break for 6 months. Are you kidding me? Why? Oda, why? Toei, why? Did you wait for me to finally get to the end of the show to fucking go on a 6-month hiatus? That's insane, dude. That's insane. It took me 2 fucking years. 2 fucking years to finally catch up to the goddamn anime. Trials and tribulations. Time off from the anime. Month-long breaks where I went back to other animes that I was watching. I tried to read the manga instead. I literally did it all. I went one pace. I went dubbed. I went subbed. I went back and forth. I finally fucking catch up. After 2 goddamn years, and they went on a 6-month break, bro. What are you doing? What will I do? This is like 2 years of consistency. This has taken up a significant portion of my life. Chat, this was my thing. This is the thing that I did. And now I don't have it. I don't, like, people go, oh, watch Dandadan. Yeah, I do. I watched My Hero Academia last night after I was done with the anime, and I had to take a little bit of a breather. Nothing compares now. It's so dense and it's so lore heavy. Nothing compares. There's just nothing. There, like the comfort and the security and the freedom of knowing you always have a main that you can go back to every single day, day in, day out. It's over. It's over. I feel like a part of me is lost now. And I did that thing that I sometimes do in video games too. I know video game watchers in this community know this. I did that thing where I just like tried to, like, when it was becoming real that it was about to end for me, I literally started like just pausing randomly and just walking around the house and then just coming back to it. You know, I was just like trying to edge it out. I was like, maybe if I edge it out, I can edge it out for 6 months. I also don't know what I will do when the fucking manga and the anime end in general. Like, what will I do? I don't know. 30 days versus 6 months. Vote Brandon 2024. If Brandon was going to force One Piece to come back, then it's fine. Also, let me tell you something, okay? 6-month hiatus is one thing. 6-month hiatus aside, if they were, I don't know, working on like restructuring the show and we could at least watch that shit in the time frame, I would give it a rewatch. I would give the entire thing a rewatch. It's not even a joke. I'm dead serious. If they did a faster pace remaster, and I heard that they're doing a remake of Fishman Island, condensing it down to 21 episodes, which is very exciting. I don't know, man. These are big difficulties, dude. These are big difficulties. These are trying times. Fishman Island was one of the best arcs. You guys were too stupid to get its themes. Yeah, you're right. Me, a political commentator who routinely talks about racial inequality, chattel slavery, and its historic significance, is too stupid to understand the themes, as opposed to fucking Oda, a random Japanese guy. Me and Matt Owens both share the exact same opinion. Matt Owens is the person who is doing the live action One Piece for Netflix. A black man in the United States of America, one of the biggest One Piece heads that I know, and myself agreed on Fishman Island being one of the possibly best arcs. My opinion on Fishman Island was it was supposed to be the best arc, and I think it was a little hollow at the end of it. You guys know this already. And I think part of that is because while Oda is great, like there's just certain aspects of it that felt a little bit too hollow. That's it. But besides that point, like Fishman Island, just like every post time skip on Toei it was incredibly fucking slow, and it could have been packaged better. Those are my thoughts on One Piece. Other than that, personal news wise, I went to bed kind of sad, feeling kind of hollow. Woke up, saw this incredibly funny tweet on my subreddit. I think Hassan Piker has been trying to make himself browner for his audience, performing brownface through lighting or filters. Look at him before October 7 and now. I think it's really funny that my haters consistently end up making a fool of themselves. It's called the sun. Like when you go outside and you are actively outside, as I am, with regular frequency, you get tan. Like that's not a meme. This is a legitimate thing that a person said in I suspect a hater community. I think it's pretty funny. You can look at this and then remind yourself you can be in a dark place in your life. You can be in a sad place in your life, but at least you're not in such a sad, pathetic state of affairs that you forgot how sunlight works on people's bodies. This is the type of shit that you come up with as a conspiracy when you are such a fucking shut-in that you literally forgot how sunlight works, like how it works when you go outside and you get fucking sunlight. This is when you know they're full 100% saltine wafer. You're from the Middle East. The second you touch grass, you get a nice golden skin tone, unlike this saltine wafer who turns into a lobster. Yeah, I like, this is what I look like if I go out in the sun. It is normal. It is not called brown face. Fellas, is it brown face if you go outside and you get kind of tan? Anyway, speaking of which, though, I am weak. I'm a weak man. And let me tell you why I'm a weak man. I still can't hit 225 for 10. And not only have I not been able to hit 225 for 10, which was an easy fucking set for me literally like 2 years ago. I've lost so much strength in my chest. I do cluster sets where I try to hit 15 with like very limited rest in between. And I can barely rep 5 out in a row. And that is devastating. So I'm explaining something to you guys. I'm being very honest. And I'm telling you that all of my other lifts have basically almost reached my lifetime PR in terms of strength. My deadlift is close to my lifetime PR, if not maybe even past my lifetime PR. My squat is not close to my lifetime PR, but at least like close enough, a lot closer than that. Whereas my chest, my bench press, nowhere near. And it's very frustrating. I don't know. Time to sacrifice form. You can't sacrifice form on a bench press at 225, chat. There is no sacrificing form. It is heavyweight regardless, whichever way you cut it. And I hate it. I don't know if it's because my form is better. I don't know what's going on. I have spent a whole bunch of time ensuring, because like there was a point in time when I would just like immediately, if I did bench press on a barbell, my shoulder was out. And for a year almost, I did a lot of rehab on my rotator cuffs. I strengthened my scaps. I strengthened my upper back and my lower lats. And I think it's, of course, the deficit that I'm in. I'm deficit Daniel, as you guys know. More leg drive. I couldn't do leg drive. The first set I did leg drive and I got a cramp on my left hamstring. So I was like, I'm not going to do that again. But yeah. And you can tell, like, I'm putting it up with relative ease. Like, you can tell I'm putting it up with relative ease. But then by 5, I'm like, I'm out. I'm gassed. And for the record, you should never sacrifice form. It does not matter how little weight you put up. What matters is doing it with the right form. You should always be safe. When you're going to get on gear, bro, maybe when I'm like 35, 36, if I start noticing a decline in my testosterone levels, then I feel great. So I see no reason to do so. I get blood work done. And not only that, but I also fucking feel great. So sometimes it's that simple. If you feel good, if you feel healthy, there's probably no reason for you to fucking make up for any kind of like you. Because if you have low testosterone, it fucks you up. If I had low T, I would know I have low T. I would feel it. I would feel more sluggish. Say no to gear. I mean, I would never do like Tren or whatever, but I would definitely do TRT. Low T is fine, actually. No, medically, it is not. Okay. Like objectively, having low testosterone is not a good thing. It is a bad thing. Everyone has a level of testosterone that they need to be in. Try SARMs. No, I'm not going to do any of that shit. I wish I were wired to like exercise Lamau. I use an indoor bike and I play video games and it helps. Everyone can do it. It just takes years and years of repetition, and then it becomes the only thing that you like doing. It becomes a important part of your daily activities. Why did you get darker after October 7? I am brown facing. I'm doing brown face. That's why. Because I want to look more brown. Dude, there's nothing funnier. That is the whitest activity, by the way. Like, that is the most Caucasian fucking statement. That to think that, like, in a country like the United States of America, you benefit more by being brown. Like, only white people think this way, okay? What the fuck are you saying? Yeah, dude. Americans famously not hostile towards people who they perceive as not white. Pandering to your Latine chatters for Latine Heritage Month. My ethnicity is now your costume. It's even more funny because you literally never say you're not white. I know. I always say I'm white. And it's very funny because, like, obviously whiteness is a socio-political construct that is subject to change depending on who's saying it, depending on how they're saying it, depending on what their background is, depending on who's the one who is receiving that statement, right? And there's no better indication of this reality than like a bunch of fucking racist losers consistently deciding whether I'm white or not, depending on the moment, if it suits their argument better or not. Wait, what is this? Not sure what's funnier, the caption or the video? Pro-Palestinian protesters are the absolute worst. Now they're targeting attendees at a weapons expo with their harassment. This just makes everyone hate your cause even more. Pathetic. That's hilarious, dude. Wow. I can't believe they're targeting people who make baby murder machines. Wow. Everybody obviously loves people who make baby murder machines. Like at the baby murder convention. Wow, what's next, dude? This has got to be fucking a joke, right? Like there is no way this person in all sincerity wrote this out. That's awesome. Oh, some people are basically incels, don't even bother. No, I think it's really funny that he said that. I think it's fucking hilarious that this dumbass said this shit. The open language against Arab people is more acceptable. Nobody talks about black people in this specific way. You opened my eyes about this. Yes, that's also partially because like white supremacy is so deeply ingrained in American society that like you don't say the same thing about black people. You don't have to say the same thing about black people. This is a very important aspect of this. Like you can openly fucking say, you know, trans people are freaks that need to be fucking slaughtered or whatever. You can openly say that about like Arabs and whatnot. If you say that about black people, even the most racist person will still be like, whoa, wait a minute, what the fuck? Okay, that's a bit much, don't you think? And that's because you don't need to say that about black people. It's already baked into the institutions. There's no reason to make that, to take that extra leap, basically, to shit on black people with like the same horrendous practices. The message is still the same though. Anti-blackness is perfected. Someone said it's invisible for white people. 100%. It's just like a invisible part of normal nature and reality. Why do you support groups that primarily kill other Arabs and act like they're simply a resistance group like Hamas, HOUTHIS, HEZBOLLAH, etc.? Yeah, they're faking it. That's the thing that they're doing. They're faking being a resistance group, but their actual goal is just to kill their neighbors. Yeah. And thank God Israel is killing everyone to liberate their bodies, their souls from being killed by Hamas and Hezbollah instead. They aren't faking it, but they mainly terrorize other Arabs, sadly. Here's a really cool way to stop their influence. Is called abolish the apartheid. Literally a sock account made and follow you on the same day. I know it's still a very dumb opinion regardless. I'm a lesser evil voter, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I'm voting for Joseph Robinette Brandon, who is the lesser of all evil. And as a lesser evil voter, I look at who's killing the most people, right? And who's causing the most destabilization. And obviously, when I look at one party that has a nuclear arsenal, that is getting unlimited weapons from the United States of America, that literally currently occupies territory in direct contravention of international rights and it violates humanitarian law, illegally occupying the West Bank and enforcing territorial sovereignty over 5 million people at the very least, not allowing another 6 million plus to ever enter their ancestral homelands that they were ethnically cleansed from, ethnically displaced from. And to me, I look at that and I go, well, those are the bad guys. Those are the worst guys. You know what I mean? And if anyone is going to say, I'm against that and I need to stop that, I'm probably going to be like, well, okay, at least they're doing something. And that's the truth. In the words of my esteemed guest who's going to be on the broadcast in a little bit, America was deeply homophobic and had segregation as a systematized practice of white supremacy, and yet we still root for easy company when they were fucking liberating the camps. That's it. That do be bad. I just don't turn around and support the groups that also terrorize the population. I simply support the actual civilians. No, that's cool, man. So, once again, you do understand where I'm coming from, right? America had a practice of white supremacy in the books, not dissimilar to Israel, as a matter of fact, when you think about it, in terms of Jim Crow, and it was segregated, and yet you still you still look at the situation during World War II and you say, hey, there was a group of really bad guys, and then there were the Allied forces, and guess what, dude? I'm rooting for easy company.